What brought you to Japan? So is there anything that you find difficult about living here?
触ってもいいですか? And she was like, huh?
And a message to Japanese people learning English?
Just,
How did you meet her?
should I talk about like ex-wife first?
こんにちは、元通訳の岩崎です。皆さんいつも英語学習本当にお疲れ様です。今日はね、新企画ということで、日本に住む外国人講師にインタビューということでやっていきます。今日本で英会話スクールに行かれている方っていうのはおそらくほとんどやっぱ日本に住んでる外国人の講師から英語を学んでると思うんですよ。じゃあ彼らが教えていて、ぶっちゃけどう感じているのか、どういう人が英語が伸びやすいのか、日本人はどうすれば英語力が伸びるのか、そういったことはもちろんですね、日本という異国になぜわざわざ移住してきたのか、彼らが一体どんな生活を送っているのか、それらを英語でインタビューしていきますんで、彼らの実態に興味がある人はもちろんですね、リスニング力とか新しい単語を学ぶとか発音とかそういったものも学びになる動画になってます。でこのチャンネルでは特に40代50代の方の英語力を伸ばすために正しい学習方法っていうのを配信しています。僕は全く英語力ゼロからシルク・ドゥ・ソレイユとか言うなし日本への通訳を経て累計生徒3000名を超える英会話スクールをやってます。今日もね、英語を学ぶあなたに役立つ内容をお届けしていきますんで、最後まで楽しんで見ていってください。 Alright, let's get started.
英会話のニュー
How's it good, man?
Long time
It's
no
been
see.
a while.
It's been a while. We're both getting gray hair.
Yeah. Alright, so can I have your name?
My name is Richard Donahue Smith.
And where are you from?
I'm from Canada.
When did you come to Japan?
I came to Japan Heisei 12, July 16th, or 2000.
平成12年
So 25 years, 3 months, and 16 days ago, maybe?
すごい25年25 years already. I hope you remember, but what brought you to Japan?
I came to Japan for a few reasons. So in university, I worked part-time in my last year, helping international exchange students. A lot of them were Japanese, Korean, and Chinese, with some Europeans and stuff. And I became friends with a lot of the Japanese in particular. I had decided, since my family hadn't traveled very much, that I wanted to try working and living overseas. Originally, I thought maybe Europe, but then I decided I wanted something different, more like a much different kind of cultural background, even though, of course, Europe and North America are different. But so I decided somewhere in East Asia, so either Japan, Korea, or China. And like I said, I had a lot of friends from Japan, and I was dating one of the students, actually.
Oh, that's very important.
Yeah, it was good for her language study and cultural exchange. And so I came here to visit with her before I graduated university. We stayed for a few weeks, and after that, I had decided I definitely wanted to come to Japan. Another reason is I had a large student loan. So my family couldn't really help me pay for university, so I couldn't go to a country where you couldn't get a good kind of pay to pay back. So I wanted to live overseas, but Southeast Asia, like Thailand or Vietnam or something, at that time were not possible. So again, that's another reason. Japan, the economy was a little better at that time. Still not bad, but. And it was my first time to live abroad, so I wanted a place with good health care and kind of high-tech, not so different from technology in North America. Yeah. Anyway, so I'd come here and experienced things a little bit in Japan, and I thought, okay, I could probably live here. Yeah, I kind of fell in love with it when I came here with my ex. And
Okay.
So there are a few different reasons, but basically I decided definitely Japan. So
You wanted to try something new. How old were you?
I turned 24 just before I came, and I've been here for 25 years, so you can easy math.
Interesting story. What was your first impression in Japan?
I was surprised at how the population density, how many people in front of like HEP 5, Navio, or now there's Grand Front, but that crossing, I was like, oh my God, so many people.
So it's not like the Canada.
It's like 27 times more dense, I think. I can't remember. I can't remember the exact number. Canada's 27 times bigger, but it has 1/4 the population. So population density, I don't know, per square.
More than 100.
That's right, yeah. The house next to my parents' house is about 100 meters away, I think. So when I was staying at my ex's house, and it was kind of an older house, and the houses are very, very close together. So I was taking a shower, and they told me, open the window to let the steam out, even though it was winter. And I opened the window, and there was an elderly woman across from the window looking at me from her kitchen, and I was like, hi, window. So that was a bit surprising.
So you've been living in Japan for a long time. So what do you like most about Japan?
Well, the people are all pretty friendly. So of course, there are exceptions, but generally speaking, people, if you ask for help, they'll help you very easily. So I see people who are lost, and if they say, can you help, even if the Japanese person can't speak the language, they'll do their best to help out. I had that experience too. I love a lot of the food, of course. I miss some Western food sometimes, but there's
You do cook, right?
yeah. So I like, if I miss something too much, I'll cook it myself, basically. But I love how modern it is in terms of transportation, shopping. You can anywhere. So I mean, here, this city, Hirakata, and where I live, Katano, next to it, they call it like inaka, countryside, but not at all. My hometown is the same size as Katano, and Katano has 80,000 people, and my hometown has about 1,000.
1,000?
And no schools, no buses, no trains, no hospitals. So the next town is 30 kilometers away. That's countryside. So
have you ever visited like the countryside in Japan?
yeah, I've been to like rural areas of Shikoku, or I don't know, driven around all of Kyushu, and northern parts like Sendai is not countryside, but around Sendai or something.
Different question came to my mind. So, but you're from Canada, and so I used to be an interpreter at the Cirque du Soleil.
Okay, Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil. I have never be able to pronounce it. Cirque du Soleil. They are famous there, right?
Yeah. Oh, very, very famous.
Have you ever watched them?
No, I wish I had seen them earlier, because now it's a lot more difficult. And I think they stop?
They actually went bankrupt. But now they, I don't know, some company bought or something. I just wanted to ask. You're from Canada, so yeah. And I've never been to Canada, so.
Oh, there you go. Still lots of time. We hope. Oh, this is a little before I came.
Oh, your picture. Ikemen John, Ikemen. So is there anything that you find difficult about living here?
When I first came, when you're going around Osaka, or if you're traveling, a lot of signs were only in kanji. Osaka bid for the 2008 Olympics, and they didn't get it. And one reason they didn't get it was the IOC Olympic Committee said there's not enough kind of different language signs.
Really? Hey.
So after that, the next year from 2009, trains started having the digital signs that switch between Japanese, Chinese, Korean, and Roman, or English. And signs were posted in Romanji and Hiragana. So, and of course, I had trouble communicating some things like contracts for cell phones, or like really complicated stuff. Like, I got a Mercari account, and you can't type anything in Romanji to register your name.
Oh, really?
But since my bank account is in Romanji, I can't get any money from stuff I sell, for example.
So like opening the, especially the bank account, can be very painful for people who want to live in Japan.
If you're not careful. Smith is easy name. So some people's names are like, they don't know how they should katakana-ize it, or if it matches in the documents or something. So
how about getting job here?
I haven't had any trouble. Although I came on the JET program originally from 2000 to 2003. I was on the Japan exchange teaching program. I worked at a junior high school, and then just as that was finishing, there was a person in Katano who was teaching kind of English conversation, so they recommended me, and I got that job like right away because they needed someone too. And then for the new exchange program, for example, I think it was Keiko at C-Flat. I barely knew her, but she sent me an email and said, why don't you apply for this? And I did. And we had the interview, and I wore the Kincho t-shirt.
緊張 T シャツ着てた。
Uniqlo collaboration. But I haven't had any trouble. I think some people who look for jobs have trouble. They can often find a job easily, but it's not necessarily a good school or something, like finding English conversation jobs, but finding a good one is maybe difficult. But so I've been lucky, and I'm very thankful to you and to the other
Thank you.
to the other employers who have hired me. I'm very, very happy, very grateful. Yeah, but as long as you're here, and you have a visa and stuff, getting a visa to come over is difficult, I think. But
Well, I'd like to dig into like jobs questions later, but before that, you mentioned your wife. So how did you meet her?
So should I talk about like ex-wife first?
It's up to you.
My second wife. Okay, so my wife. So we met. Her daughter she also was previously married, and her daughter was a student I had my own private English school for a little while. I closed it during COVID, and she was a student of mine from when she was about 8 years old for a few years, and then her mother, or my wife, was a student of mine.
She was your student.
Again, yes. And we, so we knew each other that way. And then little by little, we kind of, we became friends because I taught her daughter and I also taught her. And, and then,
Sounds romantic enough.
after a while, when we were both single, we kind of were like, I'll come over, cookie dinner, stuff like that. Yeah.
いいですね。
Yeah. She's a piano teacher.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She teaches piano.
So you've been teaching here as a direct exchange teacher here for about 9 years already, I think.
I'm pretty sure it was middle of August 2016.
It's kind of unique programs. What do you enjoy most about the program?
What I enjoy most about the program is just communicating with the students like we're having a conversation. Like I've said to a few of them, a few students, or language partners, I should say, when we are replying back and forth over a kind of period of time, so it's not a live conversation, but it feels like we're, sitting at Starbucks, having coffee and talking. So it's not just writing and then saying, I suggest this grammatical change, or I'm glad you enjoyed this, etc., etc. We actually talk, and some students have become good friends. And so we talk honestly about our lives. So it's, it doesn't feel at all like work.
That's good.
I know it's my boss, so I gotta be careful. But but no, it's great. Like so, with the students at least, I feel very close. We share personal stuff. So these days there's a growing trend for people to use AI. I think AI is a good kind of assistant tool, like to help maybe spell checking or give suggestions or stuff like that. But it is not a real person. Like you can talk with them these days, like better than Siri. It's not a conversation. The thing about AI is it doesn't help you learn. Like it will help you with an essay. It'll just do it for you. The exchange program, by contrast, you're actually talking to the people. Most importantly, the relationship, I think. It's real. So that's my favorite point, I think. So if I go to Tokyo, I'll visit a student. Or if I go to Nagano, I might visit B student. Or there are a lot of students in Osaka. Yeah, so it's great. So it's not just talking to a robot, it's an actual interaction. And sometimes, you just chat back and forth with text messages, and it's like, are you okay? I heard you were sick, and la 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 la. So
Great. I was going to ask you about the AI, but you already answered, so thank you.
I can answer more. Yeah, no, AI, it is fun to play with, and it does do work for you, but it's not a replacement for learning, in my opinion.
So you've been teaching English to a lot of people, I think, and so what's the one thing you think Japanese learners could do to improve faster?
Just trying to use it more. I know there's not a lot of opportunities, right? So it's easy for me to say, try speaking English more, but maybe there aren't any opportunities in your neighborhood and you can't travel. Your only choice is the AI robot or something. But yeah, just try, don't be afraid to use it in some way if you have the chance. So a lot of people might be shy, but even just saying hello, or even, taking a photo with some foreign tourists, or helping them out if you see they're in trouble, even if the communication doesn't go well, it's kind of a step forward. So, and in the diary program, you use it, like not necessarily talking live, but you can communicate what you want to say. And a lot of students are very nervous at first. That's a good thing, I think. So yeah, using it. Use. Doesn't matter whether it's writing, speaking, and communicating in person, some way. Ne? Key is using. Same with any language or anything. If you're practicing piano, you got to practice. If you're cooking, don't just read the recipes, try it out. So if you fail, that's a way to learn too, right? So
yeah, making mistakes is very important, right?
I've made a lot of mistakes in Japanese too. I can tell you some of those next, but it's embarrassing, sometimes shocking, but you learn from that and you never repeat it, or but don't be embarrassed, don't be shy.
That's how you learned Japanese as well?
I didn't study any before I came to live here, except a few greetings like, konnichiwa or something. So at least katakana is Coca-Cola, I understand, right? Yeah, so once I got here, I started mostly books by myself, but every day I would go try to do something by myself. So my first week here in Japan, I went to back then it was J-Phone shop.
J-Phone, 懐かしい.
To get a phone. Oh my God, it took like 6 hours, I think. And the staff were going crazy. So later I bought them some chocolates and stuff, but really hard. That was too extreme maybe, but I would go to the izakaya by myself and sit down, and I learned, today I learned shitemo ii desu ka? May I? Nantoka? So there was a woman sitting at the counter, and I didn't want to, embarrass her or scare her by just sitting there, so I wanted to ask, may I sit here? And I pointed to the chair and I said, sawatte mo ii desu ka? Yeah. And she was like, huh? And I was like, I knew I made a mistake because of her reaction. She was like, huh? And she saw me pointing to the chair and she said, suwatte mo ii desu ka? I was like, sawaru, suwaru. No. It's very different.
触ると座る。これでかい違いだ。
So I always remember after that. But I sat down, we talked, and we became friends.
Great.
Yeah. Point is, I used to go out by myself and try things every day. And a lot of times I made mistakes, like sawaru, suwaru, or stuff like that. But I learned from that, and that helped improve. I also watched a lot of Japanese TV. These days I don't watch so much, and one good thing about Japanese television is they often have Japanese subtitles, like variety shows, Gaki no Tsukai or whatever, they'll have the subtitles, so it helps reading. Experience the culture, practice as much as possible. That's easy for me because I'm here. It's not easy for Japanese students of English to just go out and use it. But so yeah.
But you try to find the places to use it.
That's where I learned personally, from studying books by myself and then trying to use it.
Then use it.
Yeah, and I took the Japanese language proficiency tests and
実は日本語ペラペラやからね、リチャードね。
ぼちぼちね。
日本語検定1級やっけ？
Yeah, I have the old EQ, but not the N1, so the new system.
Oh, so it's a long time ago.
Changed, and I took the N1 just for fun, and I failed it because it's like way more difficult.
I don't think I will pass it either. 日本語1級検定はもう難しすぎる。
So I do study still kanji. So I like to take the kanji kente, and I study Korean too. But, yeah, so I can speak a little, and German and French and stuff like that.
In German and French, wow.
I speak enough for daily life and stuff like that. I still like to learn. Eh? So the best teachers and best students are always trying to learn. Eh? A lot of students, as I said, if they make a mistake, they'll become embarrassed and kind of retreat, like go away. I had a bad experience. I don't want to do that again. But of course, it's embarrassing, maybe, like sawaru suwaru, but try to learn from those mistakes. Yeah.
間違いから学びましょうと。And actually, I have some questions that are from our students.
Okay. Please. Ask away.
Is there anything like Indio culture in your country?
Not as much, maybe, is the best answer. I think it's more individual. So I often do that. I will always say to people, go first, or there's an empty seat, you take it, even though I want to sit down. The last nugget, if I'm hungry and everyone's like, no, you, then I'll be like, okay.
Or is it,
In half, or take one bite and pass it to them and no.
Do you think you have started to practice more in real?
Probably. Yeah.
Is there any word like Indio in English?
I don't know if there's a specific word, but we might just say like politeness. Or
Politeness.
in some cases.
So just like Indio, there are some words that that are hard to translate, such as like 懐かしい. Yeah, search in a dictionary, it says long for.
Long for, again, it depends how it's used. So if, for example, we look at my old high school photo, which I showed, and it's like, 懐かしい, it wouldn't be, not I long for, but it's like, oh, that takes me back. That takes me back. Oh, look at this photo. Oh, I remember that. Morning musume. Whoa. You'd be like, oh, 懐かしい. Oh, that takes me back. We're like, whoa, that's an old one.
懐かしいは take me back.
Return to that time or something. That can be called long for. I long for the old days when life was easier. Or
You kind of miss the time, right?
Yeah. That in that case we would say long for, or I miss those days, or
miss can be 懐かしい.
sometimes
Depends on the context.
I miss those times in high school when I just go home and sleep. No worry about money.
Was it like that when you were in high school?
I don't know, I usually worked, but
めんどくさい.
Yeah, there are lots of ways to say that. Definitely we have that in English, but depends on the context. Students always ask what's genki, what's mendokusai, what's natsukashi, and I always say it depends on the situation. So mendokusai is usually a pain in the neck or a pain in the butt or ass. Yeah. So if you have a pain in your butt, you can't sit down. It's uncomfortable. So a pain in the neck.
It's close to uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, just troublesome, I think. If you're talking about a person, like その子はめんどくさい or something like that, then it's a little bit more difficult. He or she is a handful or troublesome or...
In Japanese, めんどくさい has a lot of meanings. Yeah, it depends on the context. So it changes in English, right?
めんどくさい人は more difficult to translate.
Alright, so the last question.
Okay.
And a message to Japanese people learning English?
Just as I discussed before, well, first of all, do your best, right? So just if you don't have time to study this day, don't worry about it. Just do it when you can. Also study do as much as you can. And like I said before, try to use what you study. If you just study it, maybe you'll do well on a test. But if you never use it, you'll forget, and also you won't grow from the experience. And the third thing is also, don't be afraid to make mistakes. So go out, try to use it if you can in some way, preferably speaking, but if you can't, by writing or something. And if you make a mistake, just recognize the mistake and try to fix it and learn from it. So just those things.
じゃあベスト尽くして使って間違えていきましょうということで。Alright, thanks, Richard.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Take care.
動画内で紹介している外国人と交換日記プログラム、今ならリチャード先生の枠も残っているかもしれません。興味が湧いた方は3往復体験コース980円から一度トライしてみてください。詳細は概要欄の URL または公式 LINE から確認できます。先生と一緒にお待ちしてます。